They remain an absolute nightmare in FIFA 22, over the top through balls, especially the double tap variation. Trust me, I have conceded to these too. However, there is a defending technique which will prevent this through ball from going over the top and allowing the opponent's attacker to run in on goal. This is how to defend against over the top through balls in FIFA 22.
Griezmann, 3 men around him to somehow find some space. Ronaldo, fantastic, opening the drive back.
He's made himself the tiniest bit of space.
Almost feels like a bit of a taunt. Didn't really go for him. Oh! The display there is absolutely ridiculous. The Elastico on the goal line. On the goal line, the finest.
We
of
talked about
margins.
AussieFIFA. He's not here to make up the numbers.
First of all, you're going to need to learn how to right stick select. The way you do this is basically selecting the defender that you want with the right stick. Now, there is a setting which allows you to choose whether you want to have your right stick selection on ball relative or player relative. I highly recommend you guys setting this to player relative because this will be a lot easier for you guys to keep track of who you want to select, whereas ball relative is you flicking to the player that you want from where the ball is on the pitch. However, because it is constantly moving, it is hard to keep track of where you need to flick the stick to select the correct defender. Tracking the runner. This is very, very important, and I've adapted my defending game to counter these over the top through balls in FIFA 22. I have begun tracking most runs by the attackers on my opponent's side, whether that's the striker or the winger, just because of how overpowered these through balls are. We need to track back with our defenders, cover those runs to counteract the double tap over the top through ball. Now, the way you do this is, of course, you need to keep an eye on attackers which are making runs. This may be triggered by your opponent by tapping L1, or in general, if they have their player instructions on their attackers set onto getting behind, they will automatically make those runs every now and then, and that will make the player attempt to get in behind, get on the end of an over the top through ball. So once you've spotted an attacker making a run, it is important that you right stick select the defender which is closest to that attacker. And as he's making that run, you need to track back with him, and I recommend doing this by sprinting back with him to cover any through ball that may be put over the top. Now, if you do this early enough, you will be able to get in front of that attacker, which will prevent him from getting onto the end of the ball first before you do with your attacker. And that is why it is important that you are quick with spotting these runs and also selecting the defender with right stick. So, you've spotted the attacker running in behind. You've then right stick selected the defender which is closest to him, and you've began running back, tracking the runner just before the through ball has been put through. Then, once the through ball has been put through, this is when you need to make a decision as to whether you need to maybe try and header it down to an opposite defender who can caress the ball, and then you can proceed with your attack, or even just passing it back to your goalkeeper where he is free to receive the ball. This will not only allow you to defend against the over the top through ball, but it will allow you to keep possession so that you can proceed with your attack up the pitch. Trust me lads, I've had trouble defending against these. However, I've had to acclimatise my defending game, and I have begun tracking the runs of my opponent more often than I would in previous years because of how overpowered these through balls are. It was yet again another short but sweet tutorial for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. Can we smash a like, drop a sub, and also check me out on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. I'm doing tutorials over there lads, so go and say hello over there and we shall keep in touch. But as always, I hope you have a good day. I'm out. Sayonara. Au revoir, adios, salam, and goodbye.